JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So the SBA announced just last night that there are some pretty significant changes to the economic injury disaster loan. Now, first you might see that it's up to $2 million now, up from $500,000. Just a side note, it's always been up to $2 million, but any amount above what the SBA was paying out directly, you'd have to get with a bank that was participating in the EIDL program. So now the SBA is doing loans direct from them to those that qualify up to $2 million. Now, it is a loan, and like any other loan, you wouldn't want to get more if you don't need it, in essence, or you're not going to be able to pay that back. The one interesting thing that does affect all those that got the economic injury disaster loan is that you can now use it for business loan payments, including prepaying business loans, which means that you can pay towards the principal. You also can be using it to pay federal loans for the business now. That was not the case before in terms of being able to pay principal or on federal loans. The other aspect here is that you can use it to purchase equipment. Originally, you were not able to do that. It was only for ongoing operating expenses. The other major thing that they announced is that for those that got the EIDL in 2021 or their increase in 2021, there now is a 2-year deferment. If you got your loan with the EIDL in 2020, there was a 2-year deferment for those. But what has happened here is that it's gone from 18 months to 2 years, or 24 months for those that got the EIDL in 2021. That also means, in essence, that the payments are deferred. Remember, and this isn't new, but remember, during the deferment time, interest does accrue. One thing to note, too, is that the EIDL is a 30-year loan. You can pay it off at any time, penalty-free, but that 30 years does include the time of deferment. So if it's deferred for 2 years, then you have 28 years to pay it off. Also, now they're going to do, basically it'd fall really in the rest of September and early into October, a 30-day exclusive period of time, though, that the SBA is going to be trying to approve any request or request for increase on the EIDL on the up to $500,000, which was the previous increase this year. So for those that need more than the $500,000, you can apply at any time and request that increase. You would go online to where you applied previously to get an increase, or if you've never got the economic injury disaster loan, then you simply go to the SBA. I'm going to give you a link to that webpage, which is simply sba.gov. As it relates to the economic injury disaster loan, note this: if you know anybody that's been affected by Hurricane Ida, that is a separate and distinct need, if you will, for the economic injury disaster loan. So what I've been talking about is related to those that have an economic injury related to COVID. But do remember, separate and distinct, the SBA has always had this economic injury disaster loan program, typically for those that have suffered from the natural disasters, if you will. All right, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great one.